So I thought this would be an interesting subject to talk about. How long do gains last? And the reason why I want to talk about this is that there's a tremendous amount of misinformation, not just on the internet, but just in the general population, period. People they're kind of ignorant about the subject. So what I'm going to say to you is that how long do gains last? When you train, your body adapts. When you don't train, your body adapts. When you train cardio, your body adapts to that. When you train weight training, your body adapts to that. When you eat a certain way, your body adapts to that. So what I'm trying to say to you is that a lot of times people will see like an ex-professional athlete or something and they'll say, wow, what happened? That person lost weight, or they don't have as much muscle mass as they did before, or they have more muscle mass. What happened? Well, priorities happened. There was a priority shift. So a lot of people don't realize that this person's life revolves around training, eating, and sleeping. So sometimes when people say, okay, I'm gonna retire from a career, or I'm not gonna compete in this sport anymore, what'll happen is that they change their priorities and they say, okay, well, I don't have to worry about eating as well now. I don't have to worry about getting in as much protein or as much calories. I can spend time now doing more cardio or doing more weight training, depending on what kind of sport they're retiring from. And then their physique will change accordingly. Or sometimes they take a break period and they don't do anything. They're like, okay, I just want to take a break from being a professional athlete, and then they start, changing their lifestyle choices because they've earned a rest and that's what they want to do. In my case, when I was competing in natural bodybuilding and I was at the peak in 2002, I won my last show, won the overalls of the BC Provincial Championships and won Best Poser and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to do a show close to home for once because there was no stuff that I could go to that was local, that was in the WNBF, which is the main federation I was competing in. I thought, hey, I'll save the money, save the flight and accommodation and go to a local show. But after that, I started to play hockey and I got really interested in playing hockey, and then my training changed and my eating changed because I said, hey, I want to become a better hockey player. My first priority isn't putting on muscle mass. So my body started to change. This is why I can speak to you now about how cardio affects your body and how different dietary changes affect your body, because I've played different sports as well as lifted weights and tried to become a better bodybuilder. So I can speak from a couple different areas about how your body adapts. Just so you know, if you train hard for 10 or 15 years and you amass a bunch of muscle and you're at a low body fat percentage, it'll be easier for you to maintain a higher amount of muscle mass and a lower amount of body fat. Because of all those hours you put in training and dieting and eating and everything, it will be easier for you to maintain what you look like or close to it. But if you change your priorities, start training differently, then your body will follow the instructions that you're giving it and start to adapt accordingly. So this doesn't mean you really lost your gains. It's just the moment you start now to concentrate on weight training again or concentrate on the old sport, then your body just comes back right away. We see this with ex-professional athletes. You see them, they retire for a period of time and then they come back right away, and then they gain their dexterity and their cardio and their endurance really quick. It's because your body does have a memory. It's almost like a hard drive where it remembers how to adapt to this type of stimulus. Kind of like a virus. If you had a virus once, or some sort of flu or something, and then your body knows how to kick that virus out. So just so you know, when you see an athlete change, or when an athlete, their priorities change and they start training for one sport or another sport, their body will shift. It doesn't always mean that there's some sort of conspiracy at work, that, oh, this guy must have been on heroin because he lost all this weight. No, it's because he's changing his paradigm. Say a person went from a power lifter to running 50-mile long marathons, you will see that physique change drastically within a short period of time, because that's what that athlete is telling their body to do. And that's what this channel is about. It's about learning how to give your body a certain stimulus to create a certain effect through exercise and through nutrition. So I hope this helps clear up some of the misunderstandings some of you might have about this. Be sure to join me on my Facebook group. You can visit me at naturalgallantbodybuilding.com if you want. Take care for now.